A heartbreaking loss has shaken the basketball world. Leonard Randolph Wilkens, known to fans everywhere as Lenny Wilkens, has passed away. The legendary player, coach, and mentor who shaped generations of basketball greatness died peacefully at his home in Medina, Washington, on November 9, 2025. He was 88 years old. Lenny Wilkens was more than a name in basketball. He was an era, a symbol of grace and leadership on and off the court. His death marks the end of a chapter in the story of the National Basketball Association, leaving behind a legacy built on humility, hard work, and a quiet brilliance that inspired countless others. The news has left fans, former players, and fellow coaches mourning deeply, remembering a man whose presence commanded respect not through volume, but through wisdom. Biography. Leonard Randolph Wilkens was born on October 28, 1937, in the Bedford Stuyvesant neighbourhood of Brooklyn, New York. His childhood was not an easy one. When he was just 5 years old, he lost his father, leaving his Irish-American mother to raise him and his siblings alone. Growing up in a working-class community, young Lenny found comfort and purpose on the neighbourhood basketball courts. He attended boys' high school in Brooklyn, where he played under coach Mickey Fisher. Even then, his calm demeanor and natural leadership set him apart. Basketball wasn't just a sport to him, it was a way to channel focus, discipline, and hope. After high school, Wilkens earned a scholarship to Providence College. There, he became a two-time All-America selection in 1959 and 1960, leading the Friars to their first National Invitation Tournament appearance, and then to the NIT Finals the following year. When he graduated, his scoring record placed him among the best in school history, and his jersey was later retired in honor of his achievements. That same year, destiny called. In the 1960 NBA draft, Lenny Wilkens was selected 6th overall by the St. Louis Hawks, the beginning of a journey that would define one of the most respected careers in basketball history. Career. Playing career. Lenny Wilkens played in the National Basketball Association for 15 remarkable seasons, suiting up for the St. Louis Hawks, the Seattle SuperSonics, the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Portland Trail Blazers. From the very start, he showcased a rare combination of intelligence and unselfishness. As a point guard, he was known for his sharp instincts, calm command, and ability to make everyone around him better. He was not the flashiest player, but he was often the smartest one on the floor. Wilkens became a 9-time NBA All-Star and was named the most valuable player of the All-Star game in 1971. During his prime, he was consistently among the league's assist leaders, finishing his career with more than 17,000 points and ranking second all-time in assists when he retired. But what defined him most was how teammates spoke about him. They called him the coach before he ever wore a suit. Even as a player, he was the one drawing plays in the huddle, guiding rookies, and reading the floor with uncanny precision. Coaching career. In the late 1960s, Wilkens made the rare leap from player to coach, serving simultaneously as both for the Seattle SuperSonics. His leadership quickly began to shape the team's identity, and though his first seasons were challenging, he built the foundation for greatness. After brief stints with the Portland Trail Blazers and Cleveland Cavaliers, his true coaching legacy began in Seattle once again. Returning as head coach in the late 1970s, he turned the SuperSonics into one of the league's most respected teams. In 1979, Lenny Wilkens led Seattle to its first and only NBA championship. It was a triumph not only for the franchise but for a city that adored him. Calm, strategic, and deeply respected by his players, he became the definition of a player's coach, someone who understood the heart behind every play. Over the next decades, Wilkens continued to build one of the greatest coaching resumes in sports. He guided the Cleveland Cavaliers through some of their most competitive seasons, then led the Atlanta Hawks, the Toronto Raptors, and the New York Knicks. When he finally retired, he held the record for the most coaching victories in NBA history, 1,332 wins, a record that stood for years. He also coached more games than anyone else in the league's history, a staggering 2,487 awards and honors. Lenny Wilkens' achievements were historic. He was named NBA Coach of the Year in 1994, won the Chuck Daly Lifetime Achievement Award in 2011, and was inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame not once, but 3 separate times as a player in 1989, as a coach in 1998, and as an assistant coach with the legendary Dream Team in 2010. He was also named to both the NBA's 50th anniversary team in 1996 and the 75th anniversary team in 2021, making him the only person honored on both lists as a player and a coach. To this day, he remains one of the most respected figures in basketball history, a true pioneer of intelligence, humility, and grace. Personal life. Beyond the court, Lenny Wilkens was known for his deep faith, gentle personality, and lifelong dedication to family and community. In 1962, he married Marilyn Reed, his beloved wife and partner for more than 60 years. Together, they raised 3 children, Leisha, Randy, and Jamie, and became grandparents to 7 grandchildren. A devoted Catholic, Wilkens credited his faith for guiding his decisions and keeping him grounded through the highs and lows of professional life. He also gave back to the community through the Lenny Wilkens Foundation for Children, which supported healthcare and educational programs for underprivileged youth in the Seattle area. His foundation's annual golf tournament became a beloved local tradition, raising millions for children's hospitals and family services. Cause of death. Lenny Wilkens passed away peacefully at his home in Medina, Washington, on November 9, 2025. At the time of this writing, his family has not released an official cause of death. Out of respect for their privacy, only the confirmed details of his passing are being shared. He was surrounded by his loved ones, marking the end of an extraordinary life lived with purpose and grace. Family life. Wilkens is survived by his wife Marilyn, their 3 children Leisha, Randy, and Jamie, and 7 grandchildren. His family was his proudest accomplishment, and he often said that every championship, every trophy, and every victory meant little compared to being a husband, father, and grandfather. Those close to him describe him as kind, patient, and quietly funny, a man who could inspire greatness on the court and offer wisdom at the dinner table. Net worth. While exact figures are not publicly confirmed, Lenny Wilkens' lifelong career as both a player and a coach made him one of the most respected and well-compensated figures of his generation. Beyond wealth, however, his true fortune was measured in influence in the players he developed, the lives he touched, and the institutions he helped build. Legacy and impact. Few names in basketball carry the same weight as Lenny Wilkens. His influence stretches across more than half a century of the sport, from the smoky gymnasiums of Brooklyn to the grand arenas of the NBA. He proved that leadership could be quiet, that greatness could be humble, and that respect is earned not by shouting, but by showing. He inspired teammates to play smarter, not harder, to share the ball, not chase the spotlight. His greatest triumph, the 1979 championship with Seattle, still stands as one of the proudest moments in the city's history. That victory bonded a team, a city, and a coach in ways that time will never erase. Seattle immortalized his legacy by renaming a street Lenny Wilkens Way and unveiling a bronze statue outside the arena, a symbol of gratitude for a man who gave the city more than basketball. He gave it belief. Lenny Wilkens' story reminds us that greatness is not just about winning. It's about wisdom, patience, kindness, and the courage to guide others to be their best. His leadership influenced countless players who went on to become stars and coaches in their own right. Even after retirement, he continued mentoring young athletes, appearing at charity events and speaking about teamwork, perseverance, and integrity. To the very end, he lived what he taught. Emotional tribute. As the world says goodbye to Lenny Wilkens, we remember not only the victories and banners, but the man who made the game better. The man who believed in people before they believed in themselves. His passing leaves an empty seat on the sideline, a silence in the locker room, and a space in the heart of basketball that can never be filled. Yet, in every pass that finds the open man, in every team that plays unselfishly, and in every coach who leads with compassion, his spirit lives on. Lenny Wilkens' journey was one of faith, resilience, and grace. He began as a boy shooting hoops on Brooklyn's playgrounds and became a symbol of excellence known around the world. May his name forever echo in the halls of the game he loved, and may future generations carry his lessons forward, that true greatness begins not with talent, but with heart. Rest in peace, Coach Wilkens. You gave the world your wisdom, your humility, and your soul. The game will never forget you.